Hey, my name is Matt, and welcome to the first episode of News from Around the Table, where I bring you the weekly recap of all news tabletop RPGs. This week, Dungeons & Dragons movie casting, Labyrinth RPG, and an exclusive announcement from Zweihander. Let's go take a closer look. Alright, let's kick things off with the big boys, Dungeons & Dragons. As mentioned in the opening, various Hollywood outlets reported this week that casting for Paramount's upcoming Dungeons & Dragons movie has begun. What does that mean? Nobody knows. It's way too early. Nobody knows anything about this project, but casting has started. We'll keep you abreast as we get more information. A brand new Eberron source book was available this week over on the DMs Guild. Co-written by Eberron creator Keith Baker, it offers a ton of new options during character creation in the Eberron world. I'll put links in the description down below. And finally, for Dungeons & Dragons news, F. Wesley Schneider announced via Twitter this week that he was making the jump from Paizo to Wizards of the Coast, Pathfinder to Dungeons & Dragons. Schneider was one of the key architects in the creation of Pathfinder the role-playing game and longtime editor-in-chief over at Paizo. Switching gears over to Savage Worlds, they announced this week that you can now download a free illustration asset pack via DriveThruRPG to be used in creations that you post on the Savage Worlds Adventurers Guild. I'll throw a link below for you to check them out. Hopping on over to Modifius, this week, many of the John Carter of Mars products hit stores. So if you missed out on the Kickstarter, you can now get the core book, the campaign book, the narrator's toolkit, and much, much more available via Modifius' website or digitally from them and DriveThruRPG. This game looks really cool. I did not do the Kickstarter, but I can't wait to get my hands on it and will be running it on the channel at some point later this year because I am a sucker for pulp. Okay, as mentioned in the opening this week, Labyrinth the role-playing game came as a shock to many this week when it was announced by Questing Beast aka Ben Milton that he was working for Riverhorse Games to develop a role-playing game based off the 1986 Jim Henson classic. It's reportedly made up of over 90 scenes of interlinked OSR-style challenges. Now, each playthrough, you'll only see about a third of each of these scenarios, so it'll take quite a few playthroughs to get through all of them. As an extra nugget of nostalgia, the book will contain art filled with that of Brian Froudes, the original designer of the goblins from the movie. No release date yet, but it is set for a 2019 release. Carbon 2185, the extremely popular cyberpunk reskin using the open source D&D 5e rule set, announced this week that there is an updated version of their quick start rules now available, as well as they have their own sheet in Roll20. When you create a new game, you can go ahead and select it from the dropdown. Of course, links in the description below. We got a whole slew of news from Goodman Games this week. First up, anybody who bought the 7th edition core book of Dungeon Crawl Classics can expect to receive a voucher for a free PDF version of the book. I, for one, love it when publishers or retailers do this. I think this adds value, and as someone who streams online, I love having the physical book in front of me and having your PDF up on a second screen. Thank you. To anybody who hasn't done it yet, please, please, please start doing this. Next up, their mystery grab bag is back. Place an order and get a box weighing anywhere from 5 to 8 pounds of Goodman Games goodness. Yes, Goodman Games goodness. You can expect to receive books from any one of their lines. It'll be random, and there's no duplicates. Unfortunately, due to their weight restrictions, this is only available to US residents. Otherwise, I would have jumped all over this. And lastly, for Goodman Games, the DCC Team Tournament is back. This year, you can expect to see it yet again at Gen Con, and they just announced it's going to make its debut at Origins. That's right, you now have 2 chances to play in this tournament this year. Registration opens up May 19th for Gen Con and May 4th for Origins. This week, Free League Publishing launched the 4th installment of the Mega Campaign, Chronicle of the Throne of Thorns for Symbaroum. This marks the very first Kickstarter launch since Symbaroum became part of the Free League family. The book is billed as a 200-page epic delving deep into the deadly forests of Dovahkiar with many new beasties, abominations, and things to kill your players. We recently did some Simba Room on the channel. We got away from it for a little bit, but we will be getting back to it. All right, now it's time for the world exclusive announcement that we have for you this week. Grim and Perilous Studios, the people behind Zweihander, are coming out with a player's guide later this year. That's right, summer 2019, you can expect to get a player's guide. So if you are not wanting to run the game and are hesitant to invest in the 670 plus page epic, which contains everything you need to run Zweihander, well, there's a book coming out just for you. That's the Player's Guide. This is going to have everything you need to build, create, and craft your characters. Okay, 72 professions, 43 expert professions, 6 ancestries, numerous backgrounds, a multitude of weapons, and over 160 magic spells and dark rituals. This book is going to be incredible. If you just want to be a player in this game and have no desire to run it, this is a must buy. This game has been a favorite for the channel, and we have absolutely fallen in love with it. We will be getting back to more Zweihander later this year. Heck, I'm even going to be running it at Gen Con this year. Look me up, join my game. I would love to meet any of you in person. Come on out and say hi. All right, that's it. The end of our very first episode. Thanks so much for watching and supporting. If you liked what you saw, please go ahead and subscribe and like this video. You can expect a new episode every Monday for a full recap of tabletop RPG news of what happened the week prior. I'm also going to be uploading these to Podbean, so you can go ahead and download them and listen to them on the go. If you're a game publisher, designer, or creator and would like one of your products featured on my new show, please reach out to me on Twitter. I'm located at Zhaozam's Den. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks everyone, and have a great week. We'll see you next Monday.